A 4-0 win for Manchester City over Norwich. Just running away at the top of the table, it seems, at the moment. A hat-trick for Raheem Sterling as well. Almost wasn't, though. But before we go on to talk about something I know we do agree with when it comes to chatting about Man City, good to see Raheem Sterling with those 3 goals today.
Yes, I mean, he's one of those players, and there are so many on that team that go from being on a high to being on a low, and you're wondering what do I have to do? I'm playing well, and I'm still not playing at times, right? That's the way for Pep Guardiola to challenge his players and challenge his players when they feel like they've gotten somewhere, right? Bernardo Silva comes to mind from 2 years ago, unplayable. Last year, wanting to leave, he didn't play as much. This year, of course, this season, of course, once again, tremendous. We've seen that with Riyad Mahrez, we've seen that with Gabriel Jesus, and we have certainly seen that with Raheem Sterling, who has responded tremendously. Again, a hat trick. What is that? 11 goals, I think, in the Premier League right now. So quietly, he's one of the heroes in a team where there doesn't seem to be a number 9, and that doesn't seem to be a problem anywhere, right? Everybody talks about that. So again, more of the same from Raheem Sterling as of late, and from Manchester City, because you and I have talked about before this. It's like, it's kind of boring talking about it. They're that good, and okay, what is there to say?
It's
right?
more like, so sometimes you sit down and obviously as a pundit and as a host, you say, okay, we've got to talk about City. What are we going to say? They're winning well. Or actually, that's something we can say. Maybe it is the mark of champions. I know it's a cliche. Today aside, there are other games where they're not at their best by their standards, and they still manage to get the result, Janusz.
Well, yeah, and that's why, sometimes, I always feel that the worst thing you can do is try to make stuff up and justify what do they do, what have they done, how have they won it differently? And I don't think they have. It's the same way of playing. Even when they're not playing well, they're so patient. And I think the style of play allows them to be that way. There's only few teams in the world that can do that, right? Think about how many very good teams have such a big problem winning sometimes when they have so much possession, because they don't know how to penetrate that low-lying defense, that low block, right? If you're a counterattacking team, you can be great, like Liverpool, for example. They're great at what they do, but sometimes you don't get a chance to do that against teams all the time, right? So then you have to go to plan B. There's only plan A, and it's a great plan A for Manchester City. They're just patient, and they'll wait for that one moment, and that moment always comes, because the second you lose concentration, every player there is technically absolutely perfect. They don't get frustrated. They don't show it, and they just wait for that little tiny opening. And today, maybe not the game where we were looking maybe for them to lose points. Although I think they did. Remember, a couple of years ago in Norwich, Norwich were in the Premier League before they dropped. I think they lost at Norwich City, if memory serves right. But look, today was not the day. Norwich City have made strides, but not against a team like Manchester City. It was just, again, super easy for Manchester City.
They've gone 12 points clear this evening. Manchester City have. Obviously, Liverpool is still to play. Liverpool have a game in hand as well. That's the Premier League. So obviously strong favourites for the Premier League. They've got the Champions League coming up next week. How do you see their chances in that?
I do. Oh, by the way, I mean, just to close that Premier League thing, I mean, Norwich City weren't going to take points, but now they have Spurs, Everton, and Manchester United derby. So that's where I'll look for maybe a couple of points being dropped, where Liverpool, if they run the table, maybe get closer. But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem today. I mean, I was, Cancelo, De Bruyne, Rodri, Laporte rested, right? They win 4-0. They're going away against Sporting. That, they're in good form, but that shouldn't be an issue over 2 legs for them. So I don't think at this stage there's going to be a problem, especially as I've mentioned, some of the key players being rested today, a couple of extra days for them. So no, it should be easy. Manchester City over Sporting Lisbon.
Easy peasy, Manchester City with a 4-0 win on the day against Norwich.
Easy peasy, like you and I here.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.